This is gonna be interesting. So, story time. I've had to re-film this part because I got the wrong dates. So I'm glad I didn't go too far into the story. So, some of you may know, some of you may not know. Was that right? I think that was. Back in March of 2016, I snuck into a Justin Bieber concert. Now girl, or boy, whoever's watching, how the fuck did I sneak into a Justin Bieber concert? So I think it was a month or two before Justin Bieber's Purpose World Tour, I think it was, I don't know, just started. Well, the Purpose album just dropped back in November of 2015, so like Love Yourself was on repeat before it was on the radio. If you know me, you know that was my shit before it was popular, but we're not gonna get into that, okay? Anyway, so Justin goes on tour and I'm like not working. I was only a sophomore in high school. I mean, I could have been working, but we won't talk about that. So I really wanted to go to this concert, but I chose a car over pit tickets. Now that I look back at it, I'm so upset because I don't even have that car anymore. So I could have had pit tickets. You know, it happened for a reason. That's all I gotta say. So my parents went to Mexico during spring break. And that's when Justin Bieber was coming to Vegas. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Like, this girl that I used to hang out with to like meet celebrities and stuff, she said that she's seen people making like fake wristbands and stuff, being able to get into like meet and greet, and we're like, okay, we got this. I knew another one of my friends would want to go, so I was just like, hey girl, we're gonna make some fake tickets, right? Right. We're like, okay, who has a printer? A colored printer. So we can print out different colors, and then when we get there, we can figure out which color we're supposed to wear. This is so scandalous. What the hell was I thinking in sophomore year? Me at only 16 years old. Wild. Fangirl Ariella is intense. I guess I'm kind of over it. It was like a few days before Justin was supposed to be coming to Vegas. I think he had a show like in LA or something, but like so much was going on, and that's when he decided like, no pictures with fans, I'm not doing meet and greets, like this and that, like, you know, he had that moment. I was like, dang, like how are we supposed to get into this concert? My friend found on Twitter this guy who snuck into the concert, like just straight up snuck in. Like he had his whole story on Twitter with pictures and everything, and we're like, we gotta figure this out. Like we're gonna get into that concert, like no doubt about it. We're like, okay, we can't use wristbands. We're just gonna have to like show up there and figure out, like just sneak our ways in. The day comes, my friend picks me up, and we meet my other friend. I'm only gonna make up one fake name because I feel like if she sees this, she wouldn't like me like mentioning the fact that like this happened. So Maya and my friend Kelsey, shout out to you, boo. The plan was, we told Kelsey's mom. This is so bad because Kelsey's mom was my pastor at the time. I lied to my pastor. Since when am I like this? We told Kelsey's mom that I have a friend, and we said somebody else's name because like she is my friend and I met her through like meeting celebrities and stuff, but she was not affiliated with this Justin Bieber concert whatsoever. Who the fuck am I? So we told Kelsey's mom that my friend had 3 tickets, right? One for my friend, one for me, and one for if I can find a friend. Kelsey was my friend. We had to make sure it was okay with her parents, you know, right? So they said, yeah, it's fine. We get to MGM, and her mom goes, don't do anything I wouldn't do. She already knew we were onto something. This is no like assumption. Like she knew what we were doing. Like she knew something wasn't right. I don't know if it's cause like I give off that vibe or like she just knew. But what are you gonna do? So we get to MGM. We're like inside. Fuck. Where were we? If you've ever been to MGM, you know the setup. Or like if you're just like a fangirl, fanboy, like you know the area, right? So I can't think. We get to the area where like you can enter like concerts, but there's another way too. But like this part is like inside, like where the hotel rooms are and everything. We meet my other friend there. We're all chilling and maybe hoping to see like Scooter Braun or something just walking around, you know? And eventually we go downstairs with like there's another entrance to the Garden Arena, and that's normally where like they have or where they used to have the Billboard Awards, like the red carpet and all that. We go out there. There's no area to really stand. If you're standing there for too long, security or like people of MGM like affiliated, they're like telling you to leave. Like we're chilling over there for a little bit, and we're like, okay, like we can do this, we could do that. Like we're thinking of all these ideas, right? Like we got to, right? Keep in mind, my parents are in Mexico and they don't know what I'm doing, right? A mess. So while we're waiting, eventually we see a big group. I kid you not. This was like kids like in high school going to the cafeteria for lunch. Like it was crazy. They're all big, buff, like tall. It was crazy. Like we're like, there's no way that we're gonna get in if all these people are working here. Like there's no freaking way. Like this is doing too much. So we're like, okay, you know what? This is doing too much. We're just gonna have to like wait around and maybe meet Justin Bieber. Maybe. And at the time, I just met Justin Bieber a few months before, I think. So like, it'd be cool, but like I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, I really hope no one in the industry or anything sees this because I'm exposing myself and they're gonna like find me. They're gonna find me and I'm gonna have to go to court or something, and I don't need that. So please, please don't. Please don't do that. We don't think we're gonna get in, right? So we go back upstairs to the other entrance and we're like, okay, like maybe we can try sneaking in up here because we don't see security up here. Like we should be good. This and that. So like eventually, I think it was like 7 o'clock when the concert started, maybe 8. I don't know. Everyone starts moving. Like the whole crowd is starting to go towards, because it was like a huge crowd. Like no lines, nothing. It was just a huge crowd going towards security. So we're like, okay, we got this. Everyone's just going in. Like we're just like trying to keep low key, but it's hard because like there's all these people around and we gotta like communicate, right? So we're like hoping no one's hearing too much of our conversation. We make it through security, and security's right here, and then there's some space, and then there's like the rows with like the people, the ticket scanners, the people scanning your tickets, whatever. We make it through security. Like I said, there's like an area in between, and it's not too big, but like it's enough to chill. So Maya, Kelsey, and I are like standing on the side. Like there's like a little wall, and then there's like the glass where you can like look down and see like I don't know, but it's basically a bridge, and you could look down and see like people driving past like the Garden Arena and towards parking and stuff. We're standing there at that wall, and we're like, how are we doing this? And there's like other people standing around, and we're figuring maybe they're trying to sneak in too. And then we heard some people just like looking for like their friends or like their sisters or something. So we're like, okay. We're also thinking, what if these people are like low-key spies and like they're looking for people like us? Like we're trying to be so low-key, but we're paranoid as fuck. How to do this, dude? Like, ugh. Like, we need a ticket to go in. Like, we need, like, validation. Eventually, I was like, I have to go pee. Or I was like, do you guys want to go with me? And Maya stood there, and Kelsey was like, okay, I'll go with you. We go in, we come back out. Because, like, in that area, if you go towards that wall, there's a restroom. Kelsey and I come out, and one of the workers was like, you can't have your camera in here. And I was like, security let me in, this and that, because I had a Canon at the time. And I was like, they let me in, this and that. They're like, oh, you have to take it over to this booth. And so we were like, oh, because at the booth, they give you like a ticket. And so we're like, oh, like, when we come back with the ticket, are we going to be able to get back in the concert? They're like, yeah, just show them your ticket, like, your concert ticket. And we're like, okay, this and that. Like, we don't have a fucking concert ticket. Like, there's no way we're going to get back in. We go take my camera over to the booth. I fill out some information, and I get my, like, little tag, ticket thingy, whatever. We go through security once again. And my friend is still waiting right there, and she's like still trying to plot, right? Okay, maybe if we go up to the people scanning tickets, we can kind of like trick them into like letting us in. Kelsey and I go over there, and we're like, oh, we had to go take my camera over to that area. Is there any way we can get in? They're like, oh, you need your tickets. We're like, we don't have our tickets. Our mom's in the arena. She has our tickets. And this old man is just like waiting, like trying to wait. Oh wait, before we went to him, we went to somebody else, and she said, no, you have to have your ticket. Then we went to this old man. He was like thinking about it, and he's like, let me go get somebody else. And so like this man that like works for MGM, is there any way you can contact your mom? And we're like, no, she doesn't have service. And we're sitting there like trying to like give him these puppy dog or whatever, the puppy dog face, whatever. He stands there for a good minute, and then he's like, okay, you guys can go in. We could go in? How the fuck did we just do that? We just left Maya behind. Some real friends, right? We get in there, we're getting all excited, and there's like cops. Cops, dude. Right before you enter inside, and we're like, don't make it too obvious, don't make it too obvious. But we're making it fucking obvious, right? This is probably a crime, but we get in there, we're like fangirling hard as fuck. In MGM, it's like there's seats, like a bowl, and then right here is like flat, and then you go dip down, and then the floor. When it starts to dip down, we seen that there were open seats right there, like 5 of them. So we're like, we got some good spot. We don't have to go down too far. Like, this is perfect. And it was like right in the middle too. And then after like 10-15 minutes, this group of girls come, and they're like, oh, I think you guys are in our spot. And we're like, fuck. So we look on, I think like Ticketmaster or something, to find the open seat. Like, where do we sit? And we had to sit like towards the back. So we're like, you know what, something's better than nothing. Like, we just like hauled ass into like this place, like finessed our way in. We're gonna take whatever seat, right? And my friend Maya is messaging me, and I didn't see it because like the service in there is always bad. I don't know if concert like areas do this on purpose, but every music festival I've been to, every concert, like the service is always bad. Like, do you not want me to waste my battery and promote you guys? It's not that serious, but yeah. She's texting me, and she's like, where are you guys? Like, I'm in here, this and that. And when I finally see it, I was like, how did you get in here? She's like, I just ran in. It was that easy. And while we're waiting for the actual concert to start, like, there's music playing, whatever. But Kelsey goes and buys merch, and I go to the restroom, I think. I don't know. I've had to go to the restroom twice in this story. A mess. It doesn't matter. Me and Kelsey share one seat. We had fun. Well, I mean, okay, so we found 2 seats, but they were like right, like hers is right here, mine's right here, and eventually we just shared one seat. But we enjoyed it. I screamed my lungs off. I was really in my feelings at the time. I mean, when am I not? But I was real hurt over some dude. So I was singing some lyrics to some songs, like if it was my last day on earth. I enjoyed every moment of it. I will probably never do that again because that was intense. And I mean, like, it was fun as fuck, but like sneaking in, that was doing too much. You gotta do what you gotta do. And then after, Kelsey and I wanted burritos. So we went to Roberto's, and then it was a good night. We went to church the next day. That is the end of my first story time. I have lots of stories, but I don't know where I should start. Give me ideas.